let's talk. And I want you guys to weigh in. I want in the comments. Okay. Let me know. Have you ever heard of the Dan Le Batard Show? And you guys will know if you have heard of this show and if you've listened to it, you know what I'm going to talk about. The Dan Le Batard Show. Let me know if you've heard of it and if you've listened to it, if you know this controversy. Okay, so here is the thing. So you guys have seen what they did at the Olympics. You've seen what they've done for other sporting events, other football games, college, NFL football games, basketball, all kinds of things. You see where they are, this Trump administration, they're weighing in on everything sports, if it has to do with medicine or health, Robert Kennedy Jr., everything. Donald Trump takes over the zeitgeist. MAGA will take over the zeitgeist because they want to own everything. And they're such fucking hypocrites about it. So they want to be able to just spread their belief and over sports with the Olympians. We want to do this. Oh my gosh, whatever. So Boomer Esiason is a former football player. Boomer Esiason said there were some Olympians who had won during, I think it was a skating competition, one of the skating competitions, and they won. And then they were put in front of, or I don't know if they had won, but they were, I can't remember. I don't know exactly because I'm not paying that much attention to the Olympics. But they were saying that it was for them, they had mixed feelings about performing and representing the United States, considering what's going on in this country, which I think is a very valid, fair response. And it sounds like people who are informed and they understand that on the Olympic stage, it's lots of diversity, that the Olympics will be coming to the United States when we have people here in the United States, our own citizens and immigrants, who are being pulled off of the streets without due process, brutalized in a dehumanizing way. So they understand all of these things, okay? Boomer was awesome on the Jets and Bengals, but he went MAGA too. That's what this person is saying, okay? So that's what Trav84 is saying. And so look, and he's telling these Olympians, these people who are, I believe, heroes, whether they win medals or not, considering all the discipline that they have, he's telling them to pipe down. You only want to hear this when it is you, when someone is espousing your beliefs, your political beliefs, but you don't want to hear people who also care about this country and have a First Amendment right. This administration, the MAGA folks, they say they believe in First Amendment. They don't really believe in the First Amendment. And then there's hypocrisy around the Second Amendment as it relates to Alex Preddy. So much fucking hypocrisy with MAGA. So these young people are free to say whatever they want. They're on the biggest platform. They're American citizens. So Boomer Esiason told him to pipe down, and then there is a sports guy. I don't know. I haven't listened that much to the Dan Le Batard Show, but Mike Ryan is one of the people who's on this podcast. And I was like, man, I love this. I don't know that much about him. I love this young man. I joked to my friend. I was like, if I wasn't married, I know he's probably not on my team, I'd be like, hey, this guy, because he is amazing. And so he's explaining what Boomer Esiason, the Boomer Esiason clip, and then his initial response. Play the first one of the two, Andy.
But I mean, like, I was sitting there watching, the freestyle skating by, our ice skating team, figure skating team that won the gold medal.
Are they happy to represent America?
Yeah, they seem to be happy to represent America. Not everybody is, but, everybody should just pipe down and just do their sport and play for our country and respect the flag and respect everything that's going on.
Shut up and ski.
That's it.
Pipe down is such a great old person phrase. Can someone find me the origins of pipe down? Why are pipes coming down? What's happening when pipes are coming down? It's another way to say shut up. It's another way to say bleep you on mainstream television.
Then say that. Say that. Say what you mean.
Pause, please.
Say it with your chest.
Please. Pause, please. Pause, please. Okay, so it's basically saying what Laura Ingraham was telling LeBron James, shut up and dribble. That's what he's doing. And he's saying respect the flag as he is draping himself in the flag, which is a desecration of the flag. And not to mention the time that, what's his name? Kid Rock, I think he put a hole and draped himself in the flag like a flag shirt or something, cut it. That's a desecration of the flag. These people are so hypocritical, but that's basically what he is saying. This is Ryan. Was his name Matt? No, Matt Ryan's a quarterback. His name is
Mike Ryan.
Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan, you're the man, Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan explains everything you need to know about these freaking hypocrites and Boomer Esiason. Roll it.
You chicken. Because your MAGA-coded bull that's been going on for 10 years. The guy is in office for a second time because his whole platform is how much this country stinks. Yet you sit on the sidelines when Nick Bosa wears a MAGA hat on the postgame. Where's the same energy? I'm a sports fan. My soccer team won the Club World Cup. He was on the friggin' stage. I had to eat it. I'm a NASCAR fan. Riley Gaines is giving incantations. The president is literally taking laps at the Daytona International Motor Speedway. It took me 45 minutes to get into the national championship game because the Secret Service is there checking everybody because he so effectively uses sports to sports wash his image. And yet I've had to eat it. You got your way. They're not kneeling during the anthem. They're doing everything they can so you can live in your little bubble and not be threatened by the reality of your decisions, the cost of what you actually voted for. The liberals, the left, they all had to eat it because you guys were so loud and so soft and so triggered. But you can't tune in to the Winter Olympics, a sport that you probably only worry about every 4 years. And you don't want to be faced with the reality that maybe some people, and according to polling, a hell of a lot of people, aren't exactly thrilled with how things are going in this country. And they are using their one moment, in most cases, to highlight that because that is universally American. And you want them to shut up? Quit being a Boomer Esiason. Put your name to it. Say what you mean.
Yes.
He did.
No,
yeah.
he didn't. He just said shut
Pause,
up.
please. I love this guy. I want this guy to be on the show. I think the Dan Le Batard Show asked me to be on this week, but I wasn't in the right city for them to. So I'm going to go on this show. I love this guy, and I love these guys. I love this kind of conversation, too. And if you disagree with me, okay, let me know. But I love this kind of conversation, and it's the kind of shit that you don't see in mainstream media because the mainstream media is set up for fake fucking fights. And let's book these people so that they can fight. And then we'll have a Trump stooge here and then another MAGA stooge there. And we have to have a woman who's a MAGA stooge. And we have to have a man who's a MAGA stooge. And if we can find a black MAGA stooge, that is great. Just to stir up controversy. It is fucking embarrassing. Stop it. This is the kind of organic, honest conversation that should be had. And I love these guys for having it. Let Mike Ryan cook. Go.
He just said shut up.
Pipe down.
He said pipe down. I am so sick of these snowflakes that were telling me I was soft for 10 years. And I had to swallow it. I had to swallow it. You use your platform however you want. But if you're going to actually attack other people for sharing your feelings, then maybe don't just code your language. Actually say it because they're actually being brave.
I don't know how you decide, Mike, when you have to eat it or when you have to swallow it, but I think that you're angry with Boomer when you're just angry with so many other things. You're taking it out on him.
No. I think it is so soft to not want to actually sit down and face the consequences of your decision. You don't want to even be triggered to have someone say to your face, things aren't going great. You'd rather ignore that. Yet in every other walk of life, all you want to do is complain about how bad things are, so much so that we've totally burned up the Constitution and we're in this goddamn mess. I hate when people do that. I have more respect for the people that take to their platform and actually say what they mean with their chest than this.
That dude is the bomb. I want to have drinks with him. I want to hang with him. I want to talk politics and worldviews and just stuff with him. I want to this is the kind of guys that I want to hang out with. And you know what's really interesting is that I get a lot of MAGA trolls and right-wing guys and whatever, and they're because of what they'll see a clip of me on Fox News or on something, and they or on some conservative thing, and it is biased, so presented in a biased fashion. And then they will see me somewhere at a wedding or at a, you know, a wedding reception or whatever, or a reunion or some event that I'm at, and we actually start talking. They're like, man, I really like you. Can I buy you a drink? Let me buy you a beer. Then they want a selfie, and then they want to talk. Because they realize that as long as you're authentic and you're informed, that I'm cool. But look, there are some crazy people who don't want to talk. But for the most part, all of these dudes, kind of like, he's a dude, right? All of these dudes, they think like I'm some weird, you know, evil, left-wing, you know, maniacal, you know, they're always calling me gay or fag and all that stuff, or, you know, the derogatory, the N-word or whatever, those, you know, a lot of them. And then they meet me and they're like, well, why do they present you in that fashion? And I'm like, well, because you're being co-opted. They want me to look like that, to look that way, because I am the perfect foil, because it gets clicks. But I would love to hang out with these, like, and have these conversations. And maybe that's it. Maybe the intersection is not like entertainment and politics. Maybe the intersection is sports and politics. Maybe that's it. I think that's it. People have realized it. But that wasn't it. Mike Ryan was not done.
What was outlined was something that was factual, and that I did reach a breaking point. And Boomer was an amalgamation of a lot of people like Boomer, and Boomer himself included, that wade into these waters just to scold what is obviously opposition, because Boomer does not have these takes when the UFC is on. I've been to 3 sporting events that Donald Trump's been at. 30% of these post-fight interviews at the UFC are all glowing in praise of Donald Trump. Donald Trump injects himself into NFL broadcasts, Army, Navy, often pushing lies. I'm a college football fan. I'm a NASCAR fan. I'm a WWE fan. I'm a FIFA World Cup fan. I cannot watch a FIFA World Cup draw without some BS peace award being handed out to the president. And for Boomer Esiason and others like him to only venture into these waters when someone says something pretty innocuous. You want to talk about it like a triggered snowflake. The Olympian was asked a question, and all he said was, I feel conflicted. And yet, that's when you decide to inject politics into the conversation, because that's when you don't want sports and politics.
But it's probably accumulation from him, though, not just that one medal winner saying it. We've seen that forever.
I don't doubt
not
it.
Forever, for the last few years.
Yeah, I don't doubt that Boomer doesn't like it when he has to be confronted with political opinions that don't match with his. They won. That side won. And I don't just mean the election. I mean sports stopped speaking out about these things. There have been plenty over the last 4.5 years, plenty of issues that athletes would have taken a stand in the 2010s that decided, no, we're not going to do that. They have made people like Boomer and other MAGA conservatives feel more comfortable, even though they can go ahead and inject politics into the discussion whenever they feel like it. They just don't like other people's politics. And given the state of the nation right now, where people are being shot, where Americans are being unjustly detained and surveilled, where people with proper paperwork are being deported and put into camps. Some of these interviews with people, like I heard an interview with an Irish national that was being detained there, and how according to this person being detained, some of these guards are assaulting some of these people, these detainees. Some of them don't know where they're going. One day they're just put on a plane and kind of disappeared. I think that I respect other people's opinions because I have to sit there and take it when it comes to sports. We can disagree, but if you're just trying to shut up one side because it makes you feel better and it helps you sleep at night, that's where I take issue with it.
Well, if you keep it in sports, though, what you're saying when you tell our Olympic athletes to pipe down, even if you just want to keep it in sports, Florida has been deemed to be a place, according to human rights organizations,
there you go.
Not
this is
safe
the crux of it.
for
Listen.
international tourist travelers before the World Cup and FIFA, because people are being detained. Some of them U.S. citizens. People are being detained and questioned. Some of them are being sent out of the country. So pipe down. The answer has to be no to that.
And the person was answering a question. Like, everybody, look, I'm sure Boomer felt conflicted about what was going on in the nation. It's probably why he voted and many other people voted for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump as a candidate and as a president talks nonstop about how bad this country is. You weren't confronted with anything. You were confronted with an overwhelming popular opinion. Donald Trump is the least popular U.S. president of all time.
Ever.
Plenty of people are upset with what's going on. plenty of people are conflicted. In fact, those Olympians were insulted by the sitting vice president, told essentially to pipe down. So yeah, I take issue with that. And I'm allowed to speak my mind the same way that you are. And all you're complaining about, and others like you, nameless producers and other people with varying levels of bedside manner, you just don't like what I have to say, and you just want to be able to say what you have to say, silence other people's opinions, and be able to feel comfortable at night. And I'm not going to do what you want me to do, which is shut up about it.
You're all worked up, fellas.
Wow.
I hate any version.
I want to go on this show. Is that the end of the clip?
I love it when athletes speak out, no matter what they're saying. They're human beings. I loved it when Wembanyama was outspoken about what's happening in Minneapolis. I loved it 10 years ago when LeBron and Dwayne were speaking out about Trayvon Martin. You know, it's real life. These athletes.
You love it, but you're aware that that's divided, right? You love it, but you're not the popular opinion there. Like you love it, but
that's not true. It's
No. The opposition also loves it just when it agrees with their ideology. Let's Go Brandon was born from a sporting event.
Right.
They love politics being injected into the conversation. Conservative tennis fans love when Donald Trump is a guest of Rolex at the U.S. Open so they can, by the way, effectively ease tariffs on their company, just overt corruption using sports as the vessel. They're fine with all of that. They're fine with Ryder Cup as long as it agrees with them. And as somebody who happens to like all these sports that along the political spectrum are probably further right, I have to sit there and eat it. I have to. Okay, that's a transaction. But other people get to voice their feelings too. And all too often, people like Boomer and people that are aligned with the MAGA right only want their opinions espoused into microphones, and that's BS. That is not fair.
He is 100% fucking correct. 100%. And I think that's why they were so quiet, because he shut whoever the opposition was down. Well, you realize it's not the opinion of no, that's the opinion of most people. It may not be the loudest voices, but the opinion of most people is that this is a free country. You can say what you want. If you're winning an award and you want to get up on the stage and say, whatever you want to say. Now, I remember when conservatives were so pissed, when Republicans were so pissed when Kanye West says George Bush doesn't care about black people. Remember? Woo! How did he say that? But then when Kanye West took his ass to the Oval Office and he started wearing MAGA hats, you were in love with him. You're hypocrites. Because you loved it when he agreed with you, with your political point of view. But you hated it when he didn't. And you demonized him when he didn't. But then he became a hero. You lionized him. It's terrible. You are fucking hypocrites. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.